Thank you so much, Carol. Being on this call is really very special to me. First of all, anytime I get to spend time with you is a good day and a good evening. And luckily for all of us, Carol lives not far from any of us because Connecticut's a small state and she does so much good on the national scene. But here in Connecticut, she is a force, a real force for good. And that's what Center for Common Ground is in our democracy. It's an example of citizen engagement that is really going to be the savior of our democracy. And let me just come right to the point. I'm honored to follow Colin and Eric, and I agree with everything they have just told you. I've spent the day, as I spent yesterday, and I spend every weekend going from one corner of Connecticut to another. And what I hear is people wanting a path. They want a way to make a difference. What can we do? What can we do is the most common question I'm asked. And what I tell them is engage with organizations like Center for Common Ground, engage with the organizations that are suing the Trump administration. Not winning every one, but they are stopping some of the worst and they are making a difference. Engage in voter registration in every state, not just in one state or another. Support voter registration. Get people to vote. We have local elections coming here in Connecticut. I've just left several fundraisers for local candidates. I've told them local elections are the building blocks. You heard Eric talk about muscle. Well, I'm a runner and a swimmer, and I know the way to build muscle is to use it. If you don't use it, it atrophies. That's the democratic muscle we need to exercise. And it's not just one election, it is this local election and then 2026 and 2028. And your energy and your dedication are an example. You know, courage is contagious. Cowardice is infectious as well. And I see cowardice literally every day in the United States Senate on the part of my Republican colleagues who know better. Believe me, they know better than what's happening, eliminating vaccine access and scientific research, abandoning the fight against Russia in Ukraine, the cryptocurrency scandal. We don't have enough time tonight to go through all of what America should rise up and reject. And most important, the autocracy, the threat to our civil rights and liberties, including from masked agents in unmarked cars seizing people without a warrant, not even probable cause, whether it's in factories or churches or doctors' offices, and yes, in courtrooms. This kind of threat to our democracy is just unparalleled, along with putting National Guard on our streets to do local police enforcement and reorienting our entire military in that direction. We need an all court press, the kind of leadership you are providing, people standing up and speaking out. The indivisible rallies are great. They provide energy and the support for resistance in every form is absolutely necessary at this point in our history. Carol made mention of my dad, and my dad came here to escape the Holocaust in Germany. He was 18. He knew virtually no one. He had nothing more than a shirt on his back. He spoke no English. This country gave him a chance to succeed. And I once said to him, you know, nothing like the Holocaust can ever happen here. We're a democracy. And he said, you know, the Holocaust can happen anywhere that hate is allowed to prevail. And what we're seeing right now in the White House is the language of hate, the direction of hate. When the President of the United States says after the killing of a young man, a political activist, that it's the fault of the radical left and we have to, quote, beat the hell out of them. That is so fundamentally contrary to what we believe. And by contrast, the governor of Utah, also a Republican, had a very different approach, as everybody here knows. And his idea that we need to be unified, to cool the rhetoric, to make sure we try to come together, I think is the way Americans want to go. But for right now, without the overheated rhetoric, we need to be determined to fight. And I'll close on this note. I am more determined, I'm more energized, I am more inspired than ever before. I was Attorney General of the state of Connecticut for 20 years. I took on some big, powerful foes, big tobacco. I led the fight there, big pharma, big tech. And as United States Senator for the last 15 years, I've engaged in the same kind of fights to protect consumers and our democracy. I've never been prouder to be in this fight and more energized about it because this is our moment. This is our moment. We'll be judged by history in how energetically and determinedly we took on this fight. And so I am just grateful beyond words to all of you on this call. This morning before I set off on my political wanderings, uh, we welcomed to our home our four children and a few other family members, and our new granddaughter. She's about 5 weeks old. And it was the first family gathering where we celebrated her birth. And obviously, the thoughts in my mind were about what kind of world she will inherit from us. And I know there's so many on this call who are thinking the same way about what we leave behind us. The compact in America has always been we leave the nation better than we found it. We're in danger of failing in that promise. And I am just determined, more determined than ever in my whole career in public service, to make sure that we carry on this fight with increased energy and joy, a joy in this fight, because it is a historic one. And again, I just cannot thank you all enough for keeping hope alive and inspiring all of us with your determination. Thank you so much to all of you.